Hey, what's up, fam? So this is issue 29 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, part of the Shattered Grid event. Been excellent so far. There's only a few more after this. I know that 30, and then the next issue of Go-Go Power Rangers, I think that's 13. I forgot the number off the top of my head. And then I know they're doing a special issue, Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Shattered Grid Finale, issue 1. I assume it's just going to be, one of itself. Maybe uh, what ends the whole thing, and then 31 will kind of pick up right where it's off. And I gotta say, I'm really excited for specific parts of this. I was very happy for it. And Kyle Higgins, I kind of doing all this, really good. I really like what he's doing here. I'm still hesitant on the new person coming in, Margaret Bennett. I believe that's how you say her name. And I know a lot of people are instantly jumping on the train that she's gonna ruin it and turn it all SJW hipster trash. I hope not, because not only do I like this comic, I really like the group that she has lined up for the team after this. Obviously, people like the original team. I know they're the originals. I mean, really, OGs. The OG groups always have their own special place within things. Even if you took, a series that has Power Rangers where there's 20 plus teams, my favorite is Lost Galaxy, but still the originals have a special spot that is just for them. They're the ones that started everything. But I might as well skip the first page. Nothing really interesting happens on the first page, but I like the Go-Go Power Rangers art style more than this, but this is fun. As long as it's consistent and yet, good storytelling, I don't really mind too much. There's a lot of text on these pages, though, but it's mostly in these first two pages. So anyway, get some cool dialogue. I liked RJ was there. You got kind of Anubis Kruger being his old grumpy self, and they're kind of Power Rangers are just going over pretty much their game plan. That Lord Draken is getting so powerful, fucking with the morphing grid, trying to go into it, connect to it. He's destroying reality, and he's becoming like a threat to the whole multiverse. A bunch of crazy stuff going on, and then crash landing this pod outside, and look who it is, Andros, Red and Space Ranger, showing up. And this part I was interested in because there's some cool stuff that go along with it, but this part was just takes everything so hard. They got Lord Draken, finding out about how Skull betrayed them after years of working for them, and let out Ninjor, who has potentially the knowledge to stop Lord Draken. He's not okay with this. Seems pretty pissed off. And I like this part because you can tell the guys are like, holy shit, because he Skull kind of talks shit to him, and he's like, even now, though it's cost you everything, you truly believe you've done the right things. You're damn right I do. And obviously Lord Draken, I admire that. You got the result, but then snaps his neck, kills his ass, and then has the person who, was working over him and didn't catch all these things that happened taken away. He's gonna get deep power, maybe kill himself. I can skip these next two pages because they're mostly kind of covering the stuff that happened in the last issue of Go-Go Power Rangers, just from their perspective of him talking to the Ranger Slayer and seeing that she was freed from his mind control, from having her bow of darkness destroyed. And you got Lord Draken. You can see that the connection to so many different connections. The morphing grid is kind of hurting his body, and you can see all the veins kind of growing and these twisted marks. And he needs to hurry up and finish his whole thing, connect to the morphing grid fully, take the heart of the morphing grid and become this extremely powerful being in order to accomplish his goals. And I think at that point he really wouldn't need a physical body. But here we got more of the Power Rangers kind of grouping up all these different groups, kind of coursing with each other. And this is one of the things I was talking about. It was cool to see Andros and Corone kind of talking, because pretty much really quick, the morphing grid to keep kind of timelines from collapsing, it split up all the different teams and gave them their own pocket universe. So the Lost Galaxy team comes after it in space, and for them, they've already met all the in-space people, done all the stuff with them. But for the in-space people who are currently within their adventure, haven't interacted with the Lost Galaxy people. And Corone, who ends up becoming Lost Galaxy Pink, is Andros' sister and is the villain Astronema within the in-space timeline. And there's some really cool parts to this. You got some talking between Grace Sterling, the Red Ranger that came right before Jason, and you see him kind of coercing. And this, I don't need to, like, I like the Lost Galaxy throwback, bringing up how Grace Sterling invented Terra Venture. I thought that was cool, even though that's my favorite season. This next part was my favorite part in potentially the whole comic. Maybe even, it's definitely one of my favorite parts in the whole comic, like the whole Power Rangers comic line in general. Like, Alpha's like, hey, all the other Rangers that we contact are here, and they come outside, and they're like, I don't see anybody. And they look up and they see this night sky with all these falling stars, what look to be falling stars, but all these other Rangers coming in as that kind of turning into raw energy and moving around at crazy speeds through like time and space and doing all of this stuff. It looks so cool just seeing all these guys falling from the sky like this, all the different vibrant colors, and not only it looking cool, it is cool because it's all these characters teaming up, all of them finally arriving together and being able to unite against Lord Draken. And again, this one, not only was this cool to see all these characters in, but not only do you get all these different characters, you have the oncoming team, Beast Morphers, and you have the Hyperforce team, which is, for those who don't know, they do a tabletop series. Like, they have a Power Rangers tabletop, like, official group, and they decided to make it canon in its own universe. I don't know. I don't remember. Actually, I think it's in the future. I don't know if it's its own universe. I think it takes place after Time Force, which is in the year 3000. So, yeah, so probably around that time. So I think it's the furthest forward in time, so it might just be way in the future. But not only does it have all these good guys, but it's got two of my favorite overall Power Rangers in the front. One of those close to that whole grouping. You have the Gold Ranger, which is going to be weird because it's either going to be Jason. So they're going to be Jason again. I'm wondering if they're going to have him be Jason or Trey of Triphoria. And one of my favorite Power Rangers of all, the Magna fucking Defender. Oh my god. I'm a huge fan of him. He's such a badass. It looks like they're going to have him be the Leo Corbett's brother, Mike Corbett. But even just having him just stand there in that pose, I love his... I've been waiting the whole time just to see him kind of drawn really well, and they put him right up near the front. You can see the big stone on his chest, the big crystal. He's got his sword in his iconic badass pose. Oh, he's got in Legacy Wars, the game, That's how he stands, pretty much in the game. I'm fanboying a little bit mid kind of review because I really like the Magna Defender. I think he's got the best backstory and best kind of story arc within the Power Rangers series. Anyway, but otherwise, you got the Power Rangers kind of finally coming together. It looks like they're going to have that final big battle. I don't think things are going to go too well. I think there's going to have to be some big sacrifice to stop. I don't think they're just going to show up and beat them up. I really want to see Lord Draken one on, like, all of them versus him, and just see him kind of snub everyone out, beat the crap out of them, all in a line, just like in a horde, just take them down. Man, and, they figure out, oh, wait, to beat him after that. Just that last moment, if you're like, god damn, he's badass. And they kind of have Anubis Kruger and Zordon. I thought it was funny that Zordon's floating head is coming with him. It's this little projection, and they're going up who they think will be able to help them defeat Lord Draken, which is Rita Repulsa. So they're going to have the try and get the aid of the villain to go up against Lord Draken, which is going to be really cool, really interesting turn. And I don't want to go to the front page. I really want to just look at all these badasses. Oh, man. I'm going to look something real quick. There we go. Something I was just wondering. Okay, never mind. I was confused on something for like a half second. For a second I thought that this part was supposed to be gold, but then I was like, that doesn't sound too right, so I just looked it up. I looked it up mid doing this, but anyway. Great issue. Really looking forward to this. I really like the Shattered Grid. I really hope Margaret Bennett continues this on, especially when she's got such a solid team coming up. And something I noticed that I don't think I've seen any of the Megaforce or Super Megaforce guys in this at all. Like, I might have to relook. I mean, they're the only ones I think that would potentially not be able to get in this, just because the at the end of Power Rangers Mega Force. It was them kind of meeting all these guys for the first time. So it would either have to take place after the legendary battle, which I don't think would really work, or just not have them at all. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they just forgot to put them in here. Who knows? But, man, this was really good. I love this. I really like what they're doing with this. Margaret Bennett, please don't fuck up, especially with the Magna Defender on your team. But otherwise, a solid chapter. Like I keep saying, I keep saying it, but it's because I really like it. It's a really good comic. I would recommend it to either comic or manga fans. It reads very similar to a manga. Very good, heroic, fun story like a comic. You get that in manga too, but there's definitely a difference that you could tell between reading an American comic and reading a manga, and this is good for both sides. So anyway, thank you very much for listening to this video, or watching it, whatever. Maybe drop a comment below what you thought about this. I really like this. Obviously, it's got my guy in there, and I look forward to the next one. I look forward to the the finale. And I really hope that you are either interested as well, or loving it as much as I do, or I am. Maybe check out my other videos. I do mostly manga and some comics that I think manga fans would like this. I've got a couple other that I'm going to look over and talk about as well. But otherwise, thank you very much. I hope I can get your subscription to the channel if you found me entertaining, or you liked hearing my voice or my reviews. But otherwise, thank you very much. Bye.